So I just arrived at the Battleship, Missouri Memorial Pearl Harbor. Howdy. Thank you.
Guided tour. If you'd like to take part in the guided tour, it should start in a few minutes on the right hand side.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good.
You said a free 35-minute tour?
Yes, guided tour starts right here.
Thank you. No? Okay. So I'm taking that free guided tour. 35 minutes.
We are going to visit 3 spots together: bow, surrender leg, and kamikaze deck. During the tour, after the tour, I'll show you the best route to go your own, so you guys are not gonna get lost. Don't worry about it. Just make sure hold the handrails on the stairs and ladders, and watch your steps walking on the deck. We are in the battleship. Okay? Good? Ready? Go
Yes.
to the bow. Okay.
All right. All right.
Maybe circle around me, please. Over here. Welcome to the bow. Here, I'm going to talk about her history and the size of this ship, and we're going to talk about these big guns right here. Come closer, please. Thank you. I'm not going to dance.
Yes.
Okay, here the history of USS Missouri. Her construction was started on January 6, 1941 in the New York Navy Yard in Brooklyn, New York. In 3 years, on January 29, 1944, she was launched and commissioned by Mary Margaret Truman, daughter of then Senator Harry Truman from the state of Missouri. In the same year, on June 11, 1944, she was commissioned. and participated in Allied invasion of Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and operations against mainland Japan. What she's the most famous for is the surrender ceremony held upon her deck, formally ended World War II. That is our next stop, so we are going to go into more details when we get there. In 1950, she served 2 tours of duty during Korean War. After the Korean War, she was decommissioned for the first time and back to the Mosul fleet. It was 1955. She stayed there in 29 years. But in 1984, she was called out and an extensive modernization started. Since then, she's carrying 3 modern weapons: Tomahawk missile, Helpful missile, and Phalanx closing weapon system. Then she was recalled to duty and recommissioned for the second time in 1986, and she participated in Operation Honest Whale, Operation Desert Shield, and here on January 17, 1991, she fired her first Tomahawk missile as Operation Desert Storm began. Following the Gulf War, she returned here, Pearl Harbor, for her last mission, Operation Remembers. That was when our grateful nation honored her service and remembered the fateful day 50 years prior, December 7, 1941, Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. After this, she was decommissioned for the final time in 1992 and back to the Mosul fleet. That was Long Beach at the time. But her story did not end here. In 1998, by USS Missouri Memorial Association, she got back here with a new mission. On January 29, 1999, she opened her first tour as a memorial. Today, she stands bow to bow with the USS Arizona, forming the bookends of World War II for the United States and watching over all the fallen heroes of Pearl Harbor here. She started her career as a battleship sailor, but now we can say she's an international symbol of peace that inspires all generations, all nationalities here today. Okay, any questions about history part? It's all good? Awesome. And then size of this ship, from the bow at the back of the stern, her length is 887 feet 3 inches. This is about 3 American football field engine to engine.
Wow.
Anybody needs meters?
Yes. American football.
270 meters.
270.
Her beam is 108 feet 2 inches. It's 33 meters. This was done for a certain reason. The Panama Canal she had to fit through. When she was built in 1940s, the locks of the Panama Canal was 110 feet, 33.5 meters. Though this ship had only less than a foot on either side to travel through the Pacific Ocean, less than 25 centimeters. When fully loaded, she is 58,000 displacement tons. But even with this size and weight, these 4 Iowa-class battleships were specifically built for their speed. Her top speed is 33 knots, 40 miles per hour on land speed, 61 kilometers per hour on land speed.
Wow.
Okay, now we're going to talk about these big guns. You can turn around and check them out right here. USS Missouri is armed with 16-inch 50 caliber rifles, all 9 guns total. We have 2 turrets with 6 guns here at the bow, and we have another turret at the back of the ship with another 3 guns. So total is 9. Each barrel weighs 239,000 pounds, as much as NASA Space Shuttle without the payload. Also, each barrel can aim and fire independently. We are looking at the top level of the turret right here, but actually the whole turret goes down 4 more decks. So if you can picture the 5-story building rotate around, that's the turret. Each turret works. Down there where you store ammunition and gunpowders. So bringing everything up here to this gun house and getting all loaded to each barrel is a very complicated process. Each turret is operated by 77 men at least, up to 110, average 96 men working on each turret. Each gun can fire 2 rounds a minute. That means every 30 seconds you can fire a round from each gun. Maximum accurate range is 23 nautical miles, which is beyond the horizon. Projectile can reach the target 27 miles away in 91 seconds.
Wow.
Now we are going to talk about that green shell right there at the bottom, and in a gray canister you can see a bag of
Right.
gunpowder right
Yes.
here. For a single shot, it requires 660 pounds of gunpowder. That bag, one bag weighs 110 pounds. So you need 6 of those bags to fire that shell. One shell. That one shell is armor-piercing projectile. One round weighs 2,700 pounds.
2,700
About the weight
pounds.
of Volkswagen Beetle. That's one you use to penetrate armor plating or reinforced concrete bunker. The other type of round is high capacity explosive projectile. One round weighs 1,900 pounds. That's one you use for land target. It creates a crater 50 feet wide, 20 feet deep, about the size of tennis court, and 2 stories pushed down. Each barrel are loaded. This is loaded at plus 5 degrees and elevated to 45 degrees in less than 4 seconds. Then whole turret rotate to 300 degrees in less than 3 minutes. This position is salute position to USS Missouri. Never fire on this position. Always put the sideways. Due to the massive flame accompanied as it fires, you use that much of gunpowder. So, but you can put all 9 guns to the same side and fire them simultaneously. They say they did it a lot, but when you imagine doing that, Missouri were bouncing around or flip back in the water. But due to the recoil, counter recoil system underneath the black bloomer, Missouri didn't move even an inch in the water. That's how she could make the pinpoint accuracy when she fired. Okay, this is pretty much all I memorized about this power project. Any questions about this? Good.
Good job.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thank you. This thick wood deck is updated recently, so very beautiful. But you're gonna see the thick wood from 1980s up there at the surrender deck. Okay. Anybody prefers a lift or an elevator? We are gonna go up the 10 steps. Oh, good. Awesome. Okay.
Something is 100 and this is wow.
This is the scene she's firing 2 projectile right here. So this much flame accompanied.
Now that's firing.
Watch out your steps, please.
These the original steps?
This is a beautiful, but this thick one is from 1980s.
This wood is from 1986, you said. Wow.
We're going to talk about this photo right here. So standing right here, face to the photo, please. Stand on this side, face to the photo would be the best. Thank you. On the surrender deck, we are standing on the most historic spot of USS Missouri here. On this deck, World War II formally came to an end. You can come over here. Yes, thank you. I need to clear the pathway this way. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, it was an overcast Sunday morning, September 2nd, 1945. USS Missouri was anchored in Tokyo Bay with over 250 Allied ships. On that day, there is no canvas canopies up here. Every square inch of these upper decks were covered with Allied, hundreds and hundreds of Allied officers and crews and everybody, sailors, and all craning their necks to catch a glimpse of this historic moment down here. 11 members of Japanese delegates boarded on the starboard side of Missouri and climbed up the ladder, the exact same we just used, and they took their spot on this deck right here. After the arrival of Japanese delegation, Admiral William Halsey, Admiral Chester Nimitz, and General Douglas MacArthur stepped out of their admiral's quarter up there and came down that ladder and took their spot opposite side of this deck. The ceremony began at 9:02 a.m. with an opening speech by Douglas MacArthur. His speech was received with great respect from Toshikaze Kazu, number 27 on the photo, because MacArthur called for freedom, justice, and tolerance instead of regime of vengeance, retaliation, or punishment. After his remarks, the signing began. As a Supreme Commander, General Douglas MacArthur called for number 22 and number 24 on the photo, Mamoru Shigemitsu and Yoshitsuru Umeju, to sign the document to agree to Japan's unconditional surrender. So Mamoru Shigemitsu signed first on behalf of Emperor Hirohito, and General Umeju, number 24 on the photo, signed next on behalf of all imperial armies. Then General Douglas MacArthur followed and seated himself at the table. But before signing anything, he motioned to sickly gunmen and come stand behind him, number 2 and number 3 on the photo. Lieutenant General Wainwright, captured and held in Philippines, number 2 on the photo. British Lieutenant General Percival, captured and held in Singapore, number 3 on the photo. Both men had survived in captivity for over 3 years in a Japanese prison camp. They were released just a few days prior and presenting on the deck to represent all the POWs. Both men stood well over 6 foot tall, but none of them weighed 100 pounds at that time. So Douglas MacArthur used 6 pens to sign his signature on the 2 copies of the instrument of surrender. He gave the first and the second pen to Wainwright and Percival to thank them and to honor all the POWs' service and sacrifice. Following Douglas MacArthur, Admiral Chester Nimitz was given the honor of signing for the United States, followed by all the representatives of allied nations, beginning from China, the Great Britain, the USSR, Australia, Canada, France, the Netherlands, New Zealand. The ceremony began at 9:02 a.m. and concluded at 9:25. It only took 23 minutes to bring an end to the war on this deck.
The captain's cabin on the battleship here. Wow. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. The remainder of the video is just a walkthrough of the interior and to show you some of the exterior, so feel free to continue watching. It's just for information only content. Thank you.
Whatever pictures you want.
Okay, thank you.
But if you get a big telephoto and start shooting that way, then the guards are going to come over.
Look at this little ducky in the window right here.
Oh, yeah, we did. Well, we'll be with me. I got something I got to do. But okay, I will try.
bridge area. Go. This is the captain's area. You obviously had to be fit to do this type of work in the military. It's like a show hall. Hello.
Instead, General Carter was magnanimous, talking about sowing the seeds of peace and bringing nations together. Picasso felt a tremendous sense of relief.
And peace be now restored to the world, that God will preserve it always. These proceedings are closed.
After the ceremony was over, General MacArthur put his arm around Dr. Bill Holt and showed him and said, service. You can attach and fill out space.
Oh, look at the beds. Oh. Prep room. Oh. Oh, they cook food. Sorry. Master of Arms. It's where they bake the bread and the weapons. 16s, ammo, it's the armory.
more bread.
Вот как удобно здесь спать. Удобно спать.
It's a bathroom too. Sleeping areas. There's not much to work with here. Okay. Japanese money. Like that. More officers' quarter. Computer room.
Angela was tricked by a door.
Wow. Dentist area.
Yeah. Связи нет. Смотрю, здесь iPhone storage, надо. Так, как здесь выйти?
It's a mail room. Yeah, more steps.